Yo, what up, what up, what up? Good morning and welcome to another episode of RotaFest Detail Memoirs, where we get together every week. Man, I can't even speak. We get together every week and explore and talk business with amazing leaders in the industry. I'm Jody.
I'm still Rod. Sponsors, of course, are RotaFS. And this week we have Chris Metcalf from Flex North America, Flex Power Tools, flexing his muscle. So how are you, Chris?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good. All is good.
I was waiting for him to lift the biceps up and flex on us.
There you go.
And I'll get my horns on for you here.
That's right. Get
There
the
you
horns
go,
going.
there you go.
There you go. Chief.
So are
Chris
you
Metcalf.
a Texas Longhorn fan?
You know, I got those horns. My kids got them for me when we were down in Texas some time ago, and I had them sitting in a box, and I'm like, I have so many, like, go which way there. All my trade show things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm one of those that, I represent all the trade shows that I've attended. I mean, I've been going to trade shows now 20 plus years. So I always just threw them in a box, and I was like, hey, I'm going to put them in my office. So put that up on the wall.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't sure if you had it on your car like Boss Hog.
Right. Well, my wife, when we got them, it was like, what are you going to do with those horns? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, the kids wanted to get them, so we got them. So
Yeah.
The things we do for kids.
right, exactly.
That's awesome. Well, man, you guys, there's been so many changes with Flex Power Tools the last year, and you guys are coming into 2022 really, really strong. So let's talk about Flex and what you guys, I mean, you're managing North America, but, pre-show, you and I were talking about how you guys are everywhere globally. So let's talk about Flex. I mean, your 100-year birthday is this year too.
Yeah, this is our 100th anniversary year, and it's kind of crazy to even talk about that, but it's like, I mean, it's reality. Flex is a 100-year-old company, been manufacturing their products still in Steinheim, Germany, which is kind of near Stuttgart, Germany, and it's exciting. Are you guys getting the feedback I'm getting?
No, we're not.
Nope.
Okay, probably just my setup or whatever, but the biggest thing is this is our 100th anniversary, like I said, year. And one of the coolest things a lot of people don't realize is Flex invented the high speed. One of the things we invented was the high speed angle grinder. That's kind of our claim to fame. But really, the product that we invented was a flexible shaft. And I don't know if you guys saw this at Mobile Tech Expo.
Yeah, I did.
This is an actual flexible shaft. This is the first product that Flex invented 100 years ago. The name Flex comes from this design. There used to be a motor that sat on the ground, and that flexible shaft would come up to your workstation, and you'd be able to, work whatever little trinket or whatever you were doing. And, everybody knows the little Pixie, the PXE80 that we've been selling for the last couple of years. Well, this is a new product that you're able to put this flexible shaft in and literally take polishing pads and put those polishing pads right on the product and be able to use this, getting into tight areas and things like that. So 100 years later, we now came out with a product that kind of relates to the current industry that, we have a lot of products in, which is the automotive industry.
Wow. Like the more things that change, the more things stay the same, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is launching in Europe right now. It's a new product. We kind of had an announcement around Mobile Tech Expo timeframe. And, so different parts of the world are going to be receiving these. You're going to start to see them on social media. In the US, we probably realistically will receive them towards the beginning of summertime. That's my hope.
So just about Southern Detailers Conference, you'll be rolling those things out.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that's probably about when they'll be available. And, the dealers that'll be at Southern Detail Conference will probably have them available to sell there, hopefully. That's a good call.
Well, and I like the design because, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you can hold that like a little pencil and really get into the details of what you're working on. Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, but that's the right-handed version. You got to have the left-handed version too, Jody. So Oh, there you go.
The green is
Oh.
left, the orange is right.
That's right. That's right.
Right. That's exactly right. Look at my cat. My cat's walking into the picture there.
Yeah.
You see?
Hey, you know
It's your
what?
helper. You know.
We got to have a guest. So
She wants you to put that cat hair attachment on there and give her a little brushy brush there. She's like, hey, come on, Dad, let's go.
That's it.
So, well, that's awesome that you guys have that coming out. Now, you guys have been, oh, geez, is it 2 years now or 1 year since the Flex has been in the lows?
So we've, it's really been, honestly, it's been about 9 months. We were on your show last year around summertime,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we actually did the release thing here, and I thought it was longer than that. But yeah, I mean, I've been seeing him in there quite a while. I sent you that picture when the first time our local lows hit the thing. I sent a picture up, but I mean, it's impressive to see that. I mean, it's actually kind of funny because you see tools all the time in stores, and I go through there and I see the Flex brand, and I'm just kind of like, wow, there's more of a connection there because of the industry we're in. So, it's kind of cool to see it there.
It is crazy. I mean, we just had this conversation that, like, in the detail industry, people have Flex tattooed on their bodies, the brand Flex. And, I mean, it's a 100-year-old company. And, now we have people in the construction market that are starting to see the name Flex, and they're like, what's Flex? Who's Flex? And what's funny is on a lot of those social media platforms, people are like, I don't know Flex. Who's Flex? Why do they think Milwaukee, or they think, that's better than DeWalt?
Right.
And people from the automotive industry are speaking up, and they're like, look, Flex is the real deal. Flex is a professional product. It's a professional brand. So we're just now, I guess, coming to the US market in kind of a different avenue. We've always been that specialty tool line. We're in the drywall market, we're in the automotive market, and now we're in mainstream power tool market, I guess, more or less the general construction market with a professional series of products.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a testament to the power and the vision of Flex, to be a company that's 100 years old and still, bring innovation and trying to attack a similar but a slightly different market, and that reaps benefits for both sides, because I'm sure you guys are seeing, as you're entering this new market, how you can improve things on the traditional detailer side of the market.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I knew we'd talk about these new products. I have another product to kind of show you. This is the little vacuum. It's a small handheld vacuum that's coming in the new 24-volt product. And these are things that can kind of take that new 24-volt platform and introduce to the mobile detailer, some of the things that kind of cross over into that mobile detailing or detailing shop. So, I mean,
I've heard that product sucks though.
It does.
He's always trying to be punny,
right.
but he's not really. So,
it has a very powerful suction. Let's put it.
That's right. That's right. So you guys, I mean, obviously you've been around 100 years, but some of the products that you've come out with them, obviously the 3401 in the detailing industry is like legendary. So I know some people were concerned when you came out with the 24-volt series is, oh my gosh, they can still carry parts and all stuff. You can get parts. Heck, you can still buy a 3401 with a cord on it today. So that you guys don't have any, when is that quote end of life, or is it going to end of life, or are you going to carry that forever?
So, I mean, the 18-volt that we have today in the automotive market is something that we sell worldwide. It is still a viable product. It's still a very great product, still made in the exact same factory. And, not that it's older technology or anything. It's just when we came to market, we wanted to set ourselves different than Milwaukee and DeWalt. So we came out with that 24-volt, which is really the next generation of products. And so there will be a transition period where we take people from that 18-volt and move them to the 24-volt. And that's when we start developing different machines, maybe upgrading our current machines to that 24-volt platform. But we will 100% guarantee that, we'll support any of the people that have purchased or will still purchase the 18-volt products or even the corded products. our corded products, they're not going anywhere. I mean, there's still
Yeah.
a high demand for those things in a lot of detail shops across the country, and they're just great products and work well.
Yeah, and Scott Mach asked the question: are we going to get the air what is wrong
Air
with my
purifier.
mouth today? Air purifier.
Yeah.
Because
So-
it's in Germany, but not here.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
air purifier that he's talking about is a specialized air purifier that we actually sold to the general construction market for like drywall, or if you're doing like a tear out and or
Yeah.
sand where you have a lot of dust. And we actually found that it works really well with changing the filters. You can actually help filter the air for viruses and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't foresee that coming to the US right now. It's only in 220 volt. And so we have to change the motor that's inside there that turns that. But yeah, it's a good product. I mean, like I said, we sell all over the world, and there's a lot of different products that are available in other parts of the world as well.
Yeah. So one of the things that the last time we spoke, my little PX80 that I am blown away by the speed of the charging on that charger. I mean, I've had cordless tools forever, but the speed at which it charges that battery. Normally, the problem you have is if you have two batteries and you're using a tool and you're charging a extra battery, you burn out the battery faster than you can charge. And with that one, it's the opposite. You can't burn the battery out as fast as it can charge one. And that that was probably the most impressive thing about that one. I mean, I know it's used for polishing, and I should be impressed with the polishing of it, but really it was the fact that I couldn't use up the batteries before the next one was charged. So you guys have got a different technology there. What kind of rapid charging technology are you guys using?
So, I'm sure a lot of people watching or hearing, they know that Flex is a part of Shervon, which is one of the largest power tool manufacturers in the world. And, we make a lot of different brands. We make a lot of different colors out of our factory. But, the technology that we have on the battery side of things, I mean, it's next generation. The chargers, whenever you hear me talk about our PXE80 or any of our 18 volt, car polishers, I always mention that it has a high speed charger. Some people understand that and some people don't. So when you plug our charger in and you put the battery on, you hear that fan kick in, and you hear the thing. It sounds not like a rocket, and it's not too loud, but it's definitely louder than any of your competitors' chargers and things like that. So what that is, whenever you're charging lithium, you want to try and keep it as cool as possible because it'll charge faster. And those fans are also helping to keep the processor and the board, the computer chips that are in there, cooler while you're working with them. So it just makes the charging process that much faster. The other thing with our charger that really stands out, Rod, is the fact that we have the LCD on there. So when you plug that charger in, the LCD gives you the time that it is to charge it. And, there's also that misconception. A lot of people say, do I have to use my lithium batteries until they completely die and then recharge them? No, you don't. It's just like your cell phone today. If you use it, the charger is going to check that battery before it starts charging, and it's going to say, hey, Rod only used it halfway, so I only have to charge it for 15 minutes, or I only have to charge it for 25 minutes. So that's technology that we have in all of our chargers, even the 24 volt. In the 24 volt line, Rod, we have 3 different high-speed chargers. The standard unit comes with the high-speed charger, but we actually have 2 more that charge batteries faster.
Wow.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's been my most impressive part of it is, I've used cordless tools for 100 years, but just the fact that, I can't burn it out faster. And I've done some experiments. You're going to see Jody and I've got a whole bunch of videos we're doing this year, and I have a special one for Flex for that one that I put together.
Those are going to be interesting.
It's actually, I'm not naked, but it might be in the shower.
Hey, if you're polishing glass, that's a whole nother avenue for detailers. Take your PXE in the shower and polish that glass.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to put together. We got to publish some of these out there. But yeah, I was actually really impressed, and we put together a little thing for that. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys got coming up next? Like, let's say 6 to 8 months. Where are you guys going to be? I know you're going to have representatives at the Southern Detailers Conference, which is where everybody should be in June. But where else
Yeah.
are you guys going to be?
Well, we participate in a lot of different trade shows. Honestly, if people are out at their Lowe's, they this whole summertime, we actually have 37 flex trucks around the country that are visiting all of those Lowe's stores. So you'll probably see one of those in your hometown, or even set up for a demo at the tool area back in Lowe's. But we participate in a lot of trade shows. Southern Detail Conference is where I'll be. My next event that I really have on the calendar. We'll also be participating, obviously, in SEMA and some of those other shows.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
So Scott had a quick question. He wanted to know, what is the average length of the battery life?
So like all of our cordless products typically will give you around a 30 to 45 minute of run time. That's physically using it on the car. I always point that out because our competitors have given times, but that's setting it on a desk or something and timing it. When you're actually
Right.
giving a tool under load, which is where our times come from. I mean, our times, we've been selling our cordless units now for, I think, 6 years. And no one's really questioned me on that 30 to 45 minutes. Everybody's like, you're spot on. That's how long it takes, for a battery. And then, like you said, Rod, you always have that fresh battery because that high-speed charger, the longest I've ever seen a battery on our chargers, 48 minutes. So it's always within that same frame.
Yeah. So Scott's next question is, how long do the batteries last? Will they last a year to 2 years? Yes, for sure they will.
Yeah, I mean, so what he's getting into is a little bit in depth. A lot of times, with batteries, they have a life expectancy, and it's all based on how many times you recharge the battery. It's just like your cell phone. After 2 years, your cell phone doesn't hold a charge the way it used to.
Yeah.
And you'll start to see that with your lithium battery. So I would probably say, 3 to 4 years realistically, with using them on a regular basis. I know there's a lot of people out there that mobile detailers / car washes that love our cordless units, because car washes, at the end of a car wash, those guys can take it out, do a quick detail or a quick polish on something, and they don't have to have a cord. They can do it out in the lot. So
yeah. Well, and they like I said, they definitely last that long. I've had mine for that long, and it's
yeah.
I can't even see a difference in it. But I'm not a full-time detailer, so yeah. And Scott has a 2017 that's still working. He set us up for that question, Chris.
Scott's throwing the airball. Like, all right, slam dunk that baby. That's good. So,
well, that is awesome. I know you guys are everywhere, and I mean, you're seeing this stuff out there. You've got the vacuum line, all the 24 volt line. What do you guys do for a roadmap? I mean, do you guys have like a 5-year plan and new products that you're holding back and you're going to be releasing as time goes on? Or
yeah, I mean, if you saw, we just launched those 24 volts last summer, and we came out with, I think it was 37 SKUs all at one time, which is huge. I mean, you don't normally launch that many tools at one time. And I mean, I think that's a big thing. So you're talking about the roadmap. If you go to flexpowertools.com, and I know this is live now, but it is also recorded. March 7th, we have our next rollout of products. So if you go to our website, flexpowertools.com, and you sign up, you'll get the alert when we have the announcement. So it's March 7th. I'm trying to look at the time here. I know it's in the evening of March 7th, and that's when we'll have the actual next announcement of all the tools we have coming up. So
and I think of the logistics of rolling out 27 new SKUs. I mean, that is majorly impressive. Plus the marketing engine and the live shows, the live launch. And now it sounds like we're getting ready for something even cooler or building on top of March 7th. So we'll make sure to put that in the footnotes. If you send me the links and stuff, I'll make sure that we put it in so that we can get as many people attending as possible.
Yeah, I think I can't remember how many we had watching the last live event, but it was it was in the thousands. And
Oh
I mean, I
yeah,
know
for sure.
people like Lowe's market it and things like that, obviously as well. But it's one of those things. I would say that this line of tools, this 24 volt, is one of the fastest growing product offerings that we've seen. And Shervan is not, our company is not holding back anything. I mean, we sponsor the LAFC. If you watch soccer, on the front of their jerseys, it says Flex Power Tools on
Yeah,
I
LAFC.
saw that.
And even if you buy the 2021 or 2022 soccer game, inside the game has the LAFCs wearing our jerseys, which is cool.
That's really
Wow,
cool.
that's awesome.
That's a strong brand. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're getting on soccer jerseys
yeah,
and in the game, that's a really powerful brand. Well, and the thing that I like, when we talk about brand, we talk about the power of your reputation. I mean, people that use the 3401 and the PX80, I mean, they are diehard. It almost becomes a religious battle for them if you even mention anybody else. But it's really a testament to what you guys have done in creating such a sturdy device. But now moving into more and more into the mobile space, I think that's really critical because I know, like, back in the day when I was helping my brother-in-law do carpentry finish work, we'd have lined up, 6 batteries because we were going through them so fast.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people, they don't really consider that when they're thinking about the power tool technology. I mean, what you guys are doing really does enable them to move through their day effectively.
I mean, Jody, what you're touching on is evolution of tools in general. I mean, I think the best example, in talking about cordless tools, when we first introduced like cordless polishers, everybody was like, there's no way that's going to even compete against my corded version. I would say the PXE80 competes with our corded 3-inch polisher as far as power goes. And I say, and I see that in our sales of our corded 3-inch. But the best example is in the corded drill. I don't know if today you go to Home Depot, you go to Lowe's, or you go to Menards or any of the home centers around you. I don't know if today you can buy a corded drill anymore. And the
You
evolution,
actually, it's harder to find one.
it really is. And if you
Yeah.
find one, you're finding a low quality corded drill because the top brands believe that their cordless product is better than their corded product ever was. And even our company, Shervan also owns Skill Power Tools and Skill Saw. So
Yeah.
we're starting to see in the Flex, the Flex brand, or even in the Skill brand, we have saws that are cordless today that compete side by side with our corded version. And it's just the next evolution of power tools and where things are going. So don't be scared of, like you said, Jody, when you were growing up and you're working with other cordless power tools and you had to have 8 batteries to get one job done. That technology has changed and changing every day and getting better.
Mhm.
So,
Well, and I mean, I can tell you for, we've been very lucky in the sense that we have access to a lot of these tools. Companies like Flex have been super gracious with us, and I have both. I have the corded 3-inch and I have the PXE 80, and I side by side. And I'm one of those old school guys that didn't think cordless was going to work. I mean, I love my corded tools. They always have power, everything like that. But I find myself reaching for it just simply not to have the cord dangling off my arm. I can get into areas, I've got a 57 Chevy pickup, and the interior of the dash, to polish that, you've got to drag a cord across the polished step. So now you got to figure out a way to keep the cord off of there. And I'm like, it's so much easier to just have a cordless tool and get in there. And I know, one of the guys that I see use them all the time is Hiram Lopez from HTL Detail. Big shout out to Hiram. He uses his little PXA 80 and he'll get into areas that you can't get a cord in there. There's chrome parts that he works on, some of these incredible lowriders, and it is
That's
yeah,
what
exactly.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
that's some of those things that I see people go to great lengths. I'm one of those that I'm like, let's see if we can do it easier. And I watch people remove badges off of cars, and I know that that's necessary, and I'm not against doing that. But I'm like, if I've got a little tool that I can get in there and I don't have to remove the badge and get it lined back up, that is one less thing that I got to worry about. So I think I love the fact that I love the whole idea that a tool that was invented 100 years ago is going to come back and make a resurgence. I've used those things. I've got some that were extended onto a drill for getting into really hard places and stuff. They work. And so I think that people, the biggest thing I would tell people, get out and use something. If you have a demo days or something like that, if you can get your hands on it, go to Southern Detailers Conference and put one of these tools in your hand and use it and get a feel for it, because that's really the only way you can get used to doing it. I was concerned about a couple of things with most of the tools that I've ever owned. And, like I said, I've got 3 flexes at my house right now that work without a problem at all. So that is awesome. I love them. Can't wait to see you at Southern Detailers Conference, which everyone should go to, because we are, of course, the diamond sponsor of that event. So you should all go to that in June. Man, I'm just
floored by that tool, man.
It's awesome.
I'm like, that is a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, this is exciting because, this is just new technology. And the biggest thing when I launched this at Mobile Tech Expo and people first saw it, I mean, they were impressed. And, it's not just an inexpensive cable. There's a shroud that goes around the cable that's in here, and it doesn't stall out the motor. This continues to spin. It is rotary. You do have to kind of have that understanding that it is rotary, but airplanes, in like the high-end airplanes, you've got all that high-end lacquer finish.
Yes.
Where someone scratches it, it needs to be polished out. Console polishing for the marine industry is huge for stuff like this, because you can't get anything in those tight areas. And there's a need for it. I think it's cool to see that our company on our roadmap really has new things coming out for a tool that we have. This is an accessory, but it's becoming a really big talk. And it's exciting to come out with something like this.
Yep.
No,
yep,
that's
absolutely.
super exciting.
I see that, especially like I said. So I have a big quest. If someone is using a battery operated, do you find that it slows down if loss of power?
So what I would tell you is, in some of our original versions of our cordless product, that like he has the 2017, within the computer chip of those tools, you may see around the 1 or 2 bars. So when you talk about like the battery itself, it has a gauge on it that kind of tells you where it is. And when you would get to like 1 or 2 bars, sometimes the tool would slow itself down in power, so that you knew that, hey, I'm almost to the end of its life. I need to change that. We recently changed that. Actually, we had that feature kind of taken out. It will run and it will pause for a second and then turn back on. But the biggest thing with lithium batteries, you never want to run the battery till it's completely dead. Lithium is always moving. It's literally always moving inside that battery. And you always want to keep your batteries fully charged. If you're storing it for a couple months, or you're keeping it in your bag in your garage, you just always want to keep your lithium batteries fully charged, and you never want to use them until they're completely dead, because that'll actually, when lithium stops, it actually needs to be recharged a special way, and it's not something that's easy.
Yeah, because and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the opposite of, if old school battery technology was you used it until it was completely dead, like like you had an old cordless drill and you'd hold it until it was absolutely dead and then charge it back up, because you didn't want that memory in there. But now it's the absolutely opposite. And it's much easier to think about it that way too. I mean, if you're polishing along and you're going to go to lunch, you just pop your batteries on the charger. And when you get back, they're fully loaded or whatever. You got to go do a different part of the car. You charge them and go, and you don't have to worry about that battery memory, which is a thing of the past. I mean, like you said, cell phones is a great example. We do it all the time. You just plug your battery, you plug your phone in and charge it. These are no different. And yes, you still need to have some way to charge your batteries, but you can definitely, if you're a mobile guy, you could definitely get a couple of batteries and go, most of the day, have a solar panel, talk to Narwhal and get your trailer hooked up with a little bit of solar, and you're good to go, because they charge rapidly, but they also last a long time. And so, the continuous use versus the off and on. None of us do continuous work for 4 hours. You stop to do something. So,
we actually have another product that Shervon makes is Ego, and Rennie and his crew out in California, they've been testing our Ego, what we call a power station. So it's
okay.
zero emissions. It runs off battery, and you can run your 3401 on that tool. I think he said he was running the 3401 for around 3 hours on the batteries.
Wow.
So
that is awesome.
It can work, and you can be mobile with zero emissions.
Yeah, Jody's got some emissions going on over here right now.
I'm trying so hard not to sneeze. It's like
you guys are in your studio, and
hey. I'm allergic to rot.
That's definitely true. Jeez, bless you.
I tried so hard not to sneeze.
One of the things that I cannot ignore that's happened in the last couple months is Mike Phillips posted a picture of the amount of Flex tools that have been shipped out to him that he's using in that training center. Oh my gosh, how many polishers? That is crazy how many polishers are out there now.
So, the bottom line, obviously everybody saw that post. I mean, Mike is definitely a person in the industry that everybody knows. We've all followed him. We've all seen, gone to classes, seen him at all the events and everything like that. He took a different position at the end of last year, and he had a great career and stint at AutoGeek. And yeah. I know AutoGeek respects him for all the articles and the videos that they did. And I was just there actually a couple of weeks ago at one of their first event at AutoGeek. And I was with Mike, that earlier that week at his first event. So Mike is an influencer in the market, and Flex respects him for what he's done over the years. And 3D Products also has invested in Flex, so they are using our product worldwide. And so we respect each other in different ways. All that tower of polishers that he had, I'm not going to say, but the bottom line, he talked that up a little bit, so it's all good.
Yeah. Oh no, it was fabulous. I thought it was just an amazing post to see. And I mean, Mike Phillips is a legend. I mean, he's recognizable all over the world. So I mean, I don't care what position he took in the industry, he's going to be successful at it. He's just a legend in the industry. He's kind of like your Rennie Doyle or your several of the other people that have been out there forever. Bob Phillips. And just
all those people
Chris
have
Metcalf.
Yeah. Oh, I'm super excited.
Chris West. You just name all the big name guys.
Yeah. Jennifer Turcott.
You guys, even you guys. But the bottom line is, we're all here to promote different products. We're all here to just keep the industry excited about the detailing. And I think we all have our place. Even the guys from Lopez, they do a great job of talking in the industry. And we really are here not only to sell our product, obviously, to other detailers that are out there, but we want to keep, the IDA. You see it over my shoulder there. You guys have the IDA sponsorship on your page here. All of those things are to keep our industry going, keep people excited about what people are making money doing here, and so it's all positive. However we look at it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is the key. We've been preaching to people this whole entire year. It's kind of one of our goals is to get people to just, it's just, you can be positive. You can work with other people, and there's competitors. There's always going to be, but you guys have a very good working relationship. So do we. We have a good relationship with our competitors as well. And I just wish we'd see a lot more of that in the industry. With everybody being more positive, there's room for everybody. It doesn't matter if it's planes or boats or, the Flex line of mobile vans. Somebody's going to polish those cars, and there's way more cars than there are people out there. So
exactly. We're in this is definitely an exciting industry to be in. I've dealt with many other industries, the granite and marble industry, the drywall industry, obviously the automotive industry. But out of all of the industries that I've ever dealt with, the automotive one is the most interesting. People enjoy
That is
people
true.
enjoy what they're doing in the automotive industry. I mean, when we're looking at a car or we're cleaning a car, at the end of the day, when you're done detailing that car, you have this pride inside you, and you feel good about what you're doing. And hey, at the end of the day, if you get paid for it, hey, might as well do it, right?
Might as well do
That
it.
is, yeah, it is. And I don't think there's any other industry. I mean, there's obviously people are interested in stuff, right? There's golf fanatics, there's fishing fanatics, there's people that are into boats, but cars are universally probably one of the most popular things on the planet. People just totally, I mean, when was the last time you had a golf show in the parking lot of a local shopping mall? No, never. Right. So you have car show
Coffee
season,
and
right?
golf carts.
Yeah, coffee and golf carts. That's not a thing. It should be. We should start that.
I don't have a golf cart.
Technically, I've seen car shows at golf courses. Actually, my dad,
exactly.
They always have a Ferrari club brings their Ferraris out, and they put them down the fairway of number 18 at his golf course. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yep. It is.
Yeah,
it
I think
is.
there's a really big one in Southern California somewhere.
Somewhere. So a couple of them, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, I think that is why there's a universal appeal and why there's been such a big resurgence. I know that, March of 2020, everybody got this big deep breath. What's going to happen? And then we all realized that cleaning things and preserving them is really, really popular with a lot of people. And so the thing about it is I don't think that's going to go away. And that's the thing we learned really is it doesn't go away. I was this Hiram, I get paid for car shows, just did the Bentley. He did, and it looked awesome.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go check out his stuff, go check it out.
Yeah.
But I think the key to that is that there's such a universal appeal, and there's so many things that equates to, even if you're just polishing headlights. Sydney from iWash Detailing made a statement at MTE that I'm going to steal, and I'm going to give her credit for it. But she said, we are stopping time. So you're basically taking whatever it is, car, boat, truck, van, you are stopping time and you're preserving it as best you can. And it doesn't matter if that car has already had a year's worth of use, you're going to try to stop time. Or if it's got 5, 10, 20, 100, it doesn't matter. You're stopping time right now and preserving it. And that, I think, is a perfect analogy that people should give Sydney credit for, and then they should use it, because that's what you're doing. If you're trying to explain to a customer on their boat, car, or their shower door, it doesn't matter. What are we trying to do? You're trying to preserve it right then, clean it the best you can, and using the professional products that people have out there. And I'm blown away by how many people in the forums try to cheap out on their tools. I'm not going to name brands, but they'll go buy some plastic, cheaply made tool and try to get by. And I'm like, they're not expensive, guys. If you want to get into
if
you want to get into the franchise of McDonald's, you drop $250,000 just to buy the name. To become a detailer, you're a few $100s to buy a professional grade tool that is going to make you a few $100s per car. I don't.
Rennie has his XC3401 wrapped in $100 bills, and everybody asks, "Oh, he's so flashy. He's trying to be flashy." No, he actually thinks. I mean, that was a moneymaker for him when he started detailing. He used the 3401, and I think Kyle Clark may have helped him get that wrapped, in $100 bills.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it's like, look, this is what made me money. However I look at it, I'm able to take something that needed to be cleaned and polished, and I'm able to turn that into what the customer wants and make money. Yep. That's what we're all here.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what I think that's what I'm kind of getting at is this is a tool that's going to make you money. And if I'm going to be doing that, I want to do the best job I can to make me more money so that I can continue doing it. Why would you cheap out? Right. And it's not, they're not super expensive in other industries. Like I said, if you want to go into other industries, look at the next time you're at Mobile Tech Expo out there, ladies and gentlemen, and see how much PDR tools are. You got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in those rods and that they need that, but in detailing, you don't have to have that much.
I don't understand the PDR stuff. I did not get a chance this moment to go out there, but when you look in, behind those guys, they've got like 100, or I don't even know how many, 100 or 200 different types of metal bars that pop dents. And I have no idea what you need all of those different ones for, but I guess it's
like
it's
they all
the
got
same
angles
thing.
and
Yeah, you make
around
money
the
off
corners
of it.
and
you make money off of it, and my son-in-law does this stuff too, and you make money on it, but it's the same way. Just like Hiram says, invest and buy high quality tools, and you're going to be doing a much better service for your customers, and it takes less effort. If I've got to try to finesse something that I bought at a dollar store, and I'm trying to do that funky, thing, you're going to spend more time cleaning up your mistakes than you are doing it with a high quality tools.
And that's a good point. That's even why I see a lot of mobile detailers or professional detailers. They ask if they can put our logo on their invoices or on their shirts.
Yeah.
More than happy to use our logo wherever it works for you. And, because that's kind of telling the customer, like, look, I'm working on your Ferrari or Porsche or Lamborghini or your Ford Focus, and I'm using, a high quality tool. I'm using high quality products. Yeah, it's always good to broadcast when you're using those brand names. People like that.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to throw that out there too. If you want to use Road FS on any of your invoices or anything, you go right ahead. We'll sponsor that.
We'll keep the logo.
You guys can put it on anything.
I don't know. We all know Keith at PNS, so he does something, and I'm gonna call him out on this. It's so funny. We were at a show, and he had his rental car, and we just finished detailing it, and he grabs his PNS sticker, and he's like peeling it off, and I'm like, "What are you doing with that?" He's like, "Watch this." He cracks it on the back bumper of that rental car. He says that he does that to every single rental car that he rents. He puts a PNS sticker on that rental car, and I think that's hilarious.
We
see that PNS sticker, you're like, "Oh, Keith did that."
Awesome. There at Air Force One, there may or may not have been a bunch of the rented power lifts that were completely covered in stickers when they left and went back to the rental place.
May or not have been. So
may or may not have had that happen. So oh my gosh, I mean, we could probably go on for another hour and a half talking with you, Chris, because you're awesome.
Wealth of knowledge, fun to talk to, a real professional. So
it's all good, guys. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, we want to thank you for taking the time to visit. So how do people connect with you? Obviously, you got to go out to Flex North America's website for the March 7th event. What's that website again?
flexpowertools.com. And right when you go to that page, you'll see that. We'll have it in the link drop down. I'll send it to you here in a minute.
Yep.
And you just click on it. You sign up for the email blast that more or less gets you signed up to watch the event. But we have our new power tools that are going to be launched there. Some new and exciting new stuff that's happening. So it is cool to see those types of things happening.
Awesome. And then look for everybody, go to Southern Detailers Conference,
get registered.
SEMA, get registered, go do all that. You get to get your hands on them and actually use the tools at the show, which is awesome.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And you guys that are tuning in, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will check you same time, same bad channel just next week. See ya.
See you guys later.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks. Brother.